So today's Sunday. Yesterday you guys saw us pick up the Cobra project. Obviously we'll be bringing you guys a lot more on that car as things progress. We have a really big list of parts that we're ordering for it. Right now I gotta move some cars around because I'm going to be playing with Chris's Turbo Fox that we just finished. You guys saw that recently. Nice cold start. So I want to play with Chris's Turbo Fox today. I want to drive that around, see how that one's running, probably work on the suspension a little bit. I want to stiffen up the shock, see if it rides better. And then most importantly, we are going to head over to my father's house and play with the red car, because the red car obviously had some problems at the end of last season. So we want to start, almost fell though. We want to start addressing those problems. So I'm going to uncover the Fox, move the cars out of the way. Danny wants to take the ST to wash that. And we'll finally have a decent day here. It's gonna be like 60 something today. So I figured today would be a good day, kind of play with some stuff. And since it's Sunday, we don't really go to the shop too much. I figured I might as well get some stuff outside of the shop done. So that's what we're doing. All right, so I have not worked on the cold start on Chris's car too much. So we're gonna see how this thing starts up. All right, there we go. Probably needs a little bit more fuel on the cold start, especially since it's pretty chilly out. Good oil pressure, you got a full tank of gas. Oh, come on. I think it needs a little bit more coolant temp enrichment, so we are going to probably modify that a little bit later. Once it cools down, we'll play with it again. I mean, it's good here, it's just really on cranking and wants some more fuel, because right now it's idling like 11.5 air fuel ratio, which is pretty fat. But that's what E85 likes on cold start. Right now it's sitting at 12.5, which is what I would like to see until it warms up. So, but anyway, the alternator's charging, that's good. We do have a problem with the underdrive pulley on this car. It does not like to stay cool because the water pump's not really moving enough air, and it has a bunch of exhaust leaks. But right now I'm going to stiffen up the front struts and the rear struts a little bit more, so I'll see if it'll ride a little bit better on the way over to Dad's. And yeah, I think that's it. Working on this car, but it's getting to the point where it's pretty fun and tolerable to drive, I must say. I'm sure the neighborhood loves that. They miss me. So we are just pulling up to Dad's house. We just drove the Turbo Fox. It's about 6 miles, it looks like. I stiffened up all the shocks on this thing, and it rides a lot nicer on the road, but bumps still suck. So I still think the spring rate is not right, but stiffening up the shocks kind of fools it to ride a little bit nicer at least. All right, stayed cool. It did get a little hot. Biggest thing about this Mega Squirt system so far is that it utilizes a factory coolant temp sensor, and it is just way behind the Autometer one. It just reacts really slow. So we will be getting a Holley sensor or some other kind of Holley type, probably like an eBay knockoff, which will probably work just fine on this car. But we need something that reads faster, because what happens in this thing is that the temp is so slow to climb in the computer that it takes forever to kick the fan on. Like the altimeter gauge says it's at 210, 220 degrees, and the computer will say 150. I can key it off, key it back on, and then now it says it's at 190 on the computer and the fans will come on. So, and then it's still climbing. So there's obviously a mismatch there. I recommend if you are running a Mega Square that you do not run the factory coolant temp sensor for the computer. But otherwise, everything seems to be in order. So I'm gonna get some stuff unloaded here. Looks like the dad's already got the garage open for the red car. So we'll plug into that with the big stuff and start playing with that and take that around the block too. All right guys, so we got Chris's car running pretty good. I'm gonna put a laptop on it, see if it'll cold start better. But we just played with Dad's car. I forgot the camera, so we're gonna take you guys for a ride. But if you guys remember, at the end of last season, we had a cranking issue, and I think it's gonna lead back to the battery. I haven't put a different battery in it yet, but what I did do was take a bunch of cranking timing out of it, and it fires right up. And I think the battery probably got weak and it couldn't overpower it. So that's probably the result of it. You know, all these aftermarket EFIs are pretty voltage sensitive. So, you know, it seemed to crank fine, it had good voltage, but it got worse as the voltage was less, and now that we hacked the timing out of it so it didn't take as much load to turn the engine over, it fires right up every time. So I'm gonna have Dad record, and I want to take you guys for a ride. First one of the year. Went and got fuel, it's running good, running smooth. Crank better on lower timing, and then we messed with the idle timing also, and it smoothed out a lot by taking some idle timing out of it also. So now we got idle in about 16 degrees of timing, and it's cranking on 10, and it fires right up. So happy with the progress on it, and hopefully now we just move on to spark plugs. I'll put a new O2 sensor in it, race this thing. Look at this. Would you just look at it? So we drove a couple cars today. Now we get to see the crown jewel. It's gonna look way nicer outside when we eventually get it there. Yeah, right. If you guys don't remember, this bad boy is broken.
say?
She got no axles in her. Has performance shop. Cars don't run.
Yeah, right. Wait, I think it runs.
We're about to find out.
Cars don't drive.
Has been starting.
This thing is mint. If you're new to the channel, this is Dan's Cobra. This is like one of the milestone cars when people call us and say, hey, I want what he's got. This is his scienced out version of an 03 Cobra. It is a ported blower, minor port, nothing crazy. E85 fuel system, full 4 return fuel system. You got 2 pumps or 3? 3, right?
No,
2 465s?
Yeah.
Sweet. E85, all PTFE line. Catch can. What else? Dan, tell me about your vehicle. Tell new viewers about your vehicle.
Got what? Full maximum front end kit, pretty much.
R.I.P.
Everything, except for it's got Viking coilovers all the way around, full tilt boogie, kit in the rear, sub-rev connectors. I think that's about it, really. Oh, T56 Magnum with a QuickTime bell housing and pretty rowdy clutch. It's like a spec something clutch billet thing. We're not 100% sure what it is. We couldn't find much of a part number on it.
She's a little aggressive though.
Yeah.
It's probably like a 12 to 1500 horse specs, 6-puck ceramic twin disc clutch. It's pretty intense. It's a little difficult to drive. It's giving us a hard time at the track. So we might clutch it down a little bit this season. We'll see. But as of right now, your best time to date is what?
It's like 11.6 or something.
And if you haven't seen that video at the track when we ran 11.6 and broke, I'll put the link above my head, or check out other videos on the channel. You'll probably end up finding it anyway. All right, back to our regular scheduled program. Store it on E85 with
just put some like what ethanol.
Lucas additive.
Yeah, that's about it.
First start right here. Ain't no thing. Got the squad, got the bikes out, cars, trucks. Not the fastest ones here yet, but bumping. What do you have the fuse out of it? Do you have the fuse out of it? I'm gonna jump her. It's working. Alright, we gotta go shopping. Give them the tour of the interior mods.
I haven't got a hole on here, but it's nice and simple. I got 10th anniversary door cups on both sides. Nice Sony doubled in. It's actually a singled in on the back, doubled in on the front. Little voltage gauge. Make sure I keep monitoring that at all times. You know, it's an infamous problem with Cobras. Got billet. You know, windows, unlock and lock stuff. 10th anniversary shifter boot with knob and e-brake boot down here. Miscellaneous billet stuff in here. I did not install most of it because it already came like this. I did, however, in fact, make custom red seat belts to match the door cups. It looks a little different in the light. Oh no, it looks pretty good. You know, give it a little red touch in them inside, because I wasn't a huge fan of the graphite interior in the beginning, because it was just red and then graphite and nothing else. Didn't have any more red, so I was like, I need to do something to tie it all in. And seatbelt did the trick. So I got a little wideband gauge with SVT logo on it, match the colors. I got a little Hilton boost overlay, and as far as interior goes, that's about it. I guess I got a little custom trick. So I don't know if you can see it. Made it pretty factory. The USB hub down in here where this is plugged in. It's nice and hidden, out of the way at all times. I like it. Looks great. Looks like factory cars nowadays, I would say. New cars all come with those hidden USB ports and everything everywhere, so I wanted to make sure that was, you know, as clean as possible. I don't see any cables anywhere. I got a Raptor shift light. So that's about the extent of the interior. But there she is, started right up. Couldn't be happier with it. Can't wait to get her running. It's a beautiful day. I wish we could drive it, but you know, don't have another half shaft laying around, just throw on in her. But oh, bittersweet moment. Gonna have to put her back in for a little bit, but at least she started right away.
At least she's running.
Yeah, right?
Got one up on you.
Yeah, no doubt.
Woo!
And the police are on the way.